I don't know if you guys have ever had this happen to you when you, I don't know, maybe just, but there would be like a ramp up to something and you have to do like the super power, I don't know, punch, whatever, and you're like, and then you do this thing, and then by the end of it, I'd be like, these little sparkly things are shooting in my eyes, like I'm going, whoa! It's like, I don't know if you've had it,
they're like little pixies.
Yeah, they're like pixies, you're doing that. Holy
my little friends. I once had this whole yelling where she was going to this spiral vortexy thing falling in, and unfortunately I did it all in one breath and then right afterwards fainted.
Probably hear that on the tape.
You know, in the booth there's just a window, so I just disappeared below and then kind of stood back up. And they're like, "Are you okay?"
We've lost her.
Yeah. Death scenes can go on and on like that too, and you know, screaming. For some reason, most of the characters I play tend to die by falling off buildings. Tall buildings.
Really tall.
Really tall buildings. So it's like, you know, well, I won't do it now because I don't. But it's just, you know.
That was okay. Can we get it a little longer?
Right. So those are some of the painful things that are going to happen in voice acting. Sir.
This question is for Sam.
Yes.
You played the voice role of Flim in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic.
Oh yeah.
Was that the first time you had done a role that was involved a musical number, or do you have experienced that?
Oh, Sam does quite a few musical numbers.
Let's not talk about my other career. No, that's not the first time I've actually had a song in a show. I actually, way back when, I did all the singing for Sonic and Sonic Underground. I was the voice of Sonic because I guess the guy who was playing the voice, he wasn't crazy about singing or whatever, I don't know. So I got cast, so I did a whole season of different songs for Sonic Underground.
What was that? You got cast as like a Justin Timberlake.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that was. There's a show called Rated A for Awesome.
Yes.
It's on YTV right now. But yeah, I played this really hip kind of. It was like, hey, cool cat. I was like the coolest teacher ever, right? And I was like Justin Timberlake. It was like, loving the learning, loving the learning. It was like, oh my God, he's so dreamy. It's hey, Dad, everything's cool, yeah. So yeah, but the Flim Flam episode on My Little Pony was awesome because it was like an ode to the, you know, I guess, a Music Man, the musical, and it was just fun to sing in that. And I mean, it's still in my head, you know, like, well, we got dear brother of mine, it's the same in every town. Ponies with us, it's like it's embedded in my brain. But that was fun, yeah. Yes.
So this is a question for Veronica Taylor. So you voice Ash and Ash's mom in the Pokemon series. What's it like talking to yourself?
Not that I do it at all, walking on the street or anything like that. But you know, a lot of times when you're doing ADR, you go in for Pokemon, especially I'd be one of the first people in. So at least when I was the first person in and then I recorded the scene all the way through as one character and went back, I had someone to talk to then, because most of the time no one else was recorded. So you're looking at the script and trying to guess how the other people are going to say their lines so you can respond to it. So it was kind of a luxury. At least I knew what to expect. But it is kind of nice to be like, Ash, don't forget to change your underwear. Oh, Mom. Never got to do it.
Yes, back there, yes.
Yeah, cool. I was just wondering, since this is a general question, has your voice ever stopped working in the middle of a take? Like, ever just like, no, I can't do this anymore?
And that voice comes, sorry, please hold, stand by.
Ever stopped working in the mid? But very rarely.
Well, I maybe you mean like, has voice started to get so worn down that it's hard to speak during a session? Well, I would say, I would think the most difficult time is doing like the long, huge sessions like Warhammer and things like that, where you're going through it character by character, and if you're playing something like a big nasty warlock, which is just all about in here, you know, after a while it's just like, okay, now we're gonna go to your young character, and it's like, really? That's fantastic.
You can tell if there's an experienced director in the room. Also, you're actually wanting me to go there now.
Really?
Yeah,
After you put that weed whacker down my throat.
the thing is I think you learn this more as you go along, is that if you know that you've got some pretty big, nasty screams coming up, you say, let's do those at the end of the show when we can just like completely thrash my throat, and let's do all this stuff that you need my higher levels, let's do that now, and then we'll do all the other stuff later. So you really do have to take care of your voice and be aware of what it is you've got going on during the day. And then sometimes it's unavoidable. You know, sometimes you got a character that you just got to play this really harsh character, and you hope that the next day you don't have anything that's too, you know, having to sound too young or whatever, and you have like a day to heal it up a bit. So.
And I think too, when you take classes and you learn about how to use your voice and your breath control and all of that, you learn ways to shift your voice so that you can put it into different areas. I think when you're sick, it's somewhat unavoidable. Like, you have to really work to take care of yourself and not catch a cold and things like that.
Yeah, there are ways to scream, and there are ways not to
That are
scream.
healthy.
Yeah,
And
you've got to
learn.
cheat it. You really do, because you could do a lot of damage. And if you want to have any longevity in this work, you should, especially if you're starting off as a voice actor, you should really do a lot of vocal warm-ups before you go into doing a session. If you know it's going to be some really hot work on your throat, because that's your instrument, and if you wreck that, that's it. I made that mistake once on playing Ben Grimm on the Fantastic Four, and we were playing the scene where we're fighting the Hulk at the end of the scene, and the guy that was playing the Hulk is a guy called Mark Gibbon, and he's a monster of a man, and when he speaks, it's huge sounding. And trying to compare the fight scene so that we could get it big enough where these guys, I wish he would have pulled back a little more, because they kept on getting me to go after him, you know. So in the end, I had actually tore my larynx, and it cost me about 3 months of work.
Wow.
So that can happen.
Learn.
Yeah, I'll never let that happen again. So I really know how to cheat it, you know.